Hey guys, it's Cam and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time stopping by, then welcome, and I'd absolutely love it if you joined the Cam Fam, my little community here on YouTube where we discuss all things beauty, by hitting that little subscribe button down below. And make sure you hit the bell too so that you don't miss any of my future videos. So today I'm kind of trying something new, literally new makeup, and I really hope to get to do this more often here on my channel because I'm really excited about discovering new brands, testing them out for you guys, and that's exactly what today's video is all about. So I'll actually be testing like a few items for you guys from what is Fashion Nova's new makeup brand called MAVEN Beauty. So they apparently launched their own makeup brand kind of like the end of last year. This is in no way sponsored, by the way. And how I actually found out about their makeup line is that like with my purchase of clothes from them, I got a $50 gift card to be able to spend on their new MAVEN Beauty line. So for 50 bucks, I was able to pick out a few items. I've got an eyeshadow palette here. I've got like a liquid glitter eyeshadow, and I've got a highlighter to try from them. So for 50 bucks, that's not bad. I would say like if you go shopping at Sephora, you can usually only get a couple items for 50 bucks. Obviously, it's more expensive than drugstore items because like if you're shopping at the drugstore, you can easily get 4 to 5 items for 50 bucks, if not more than that. So they are a little pricier than things that you would find at the drugstore. And I'm gonna pull up the cost of the items individually too as I go through them. So that way we can see if it's like actually worth the cost of the items. And so the line looks like it has some really cool items in it. I definitely saw a lot of like colored liquid liners. They have a bunch of lashes. They sell some brushes too. And of course they had a bunch of eyeshadow palettes. Now they did have palettes that had like varying depths of neutrals, but for the look that I'm gonna do today, I literally like just threw bronzer in my crease because I'm gonna do something a little more like cosmic, supernova inspired, which like some of their new eye products are like in the vein of. So we'll see how that goes. So I already have some of my base makeup on, but I'm gonna finish the look using the MAVEN Beauty products. So if you wanna see how they perform, then just keep watching. So the first product I have here is this Cosmic Drip eyeshadow palette, and it's pretty cool. It's got this holographic detail on it, and you can see what I mean when I say they have this like outer space vibe for a lot of their eyeshadow products. So this one's the Stargate palette. They do have like a couple varieties, and this one was just a little more muted. It's still like duochrome and holographic, but they're a little bit more of like wearable colors that I could see myself using like on an everyday basis. So that's why I chose to go with this one. So they're really nice golds and like muted pinks and blues in here. Now this is only a 4-pan eyeshadow palette, and the price on this one is $23. So that's kind of like definitely pricier than a drugstore palette, really almost the prices of a Sephora palette. And what's kind of weird about it is on the back here, like there's no shade names. It's literally just like the name of the palette right there. So I'm gonna have to like describe which one I'm picking up because there's no shade names. So that's a little unusual. I also feel like this packaging is very, very busy. And like, I get the vibe and I get like the theme of like this line, but I just feel like the packaging is really busy compared to things that you would see at Sephora. And then same with this palette, once you take it out of the packaging, this kind of like does feel like, I don't know, like a Wet n Wild highlighter or something. It's not very substantial, like it's plastic. So for $23, I feel like the packaging needs to be a little more on the luxe side. So I'm gonna swatch these shades for you so you can kind of see which ones I'm talking about as I apply them. And I do plan on using like at least 3 of these, so you'll get to see most of them in action. So I'm starting off with this blue shade in the upper corner. And it's kind of got this like blue, silver, purple duochrome shift. They're really very pretty shimmers. Next I'm gonna do this pinkish color. And again, it's pink with like a purple shift, very duochrome-y, but also like pretty muted and wearable for every day. Next, I'm going in with this top gold color right here. And I would say it's like more of a pinky gold, not very yellow gold. Again, just like a gorgeous all over the lid color. And then I'm gonna go in with this gold shade right here. So this one definitely picks up as like more of like a true bronzy gold. So again, I've already got bronzer in my crease as just like a transition shade for this look. And I think I'm gonna start with this blue color. Again, there's no shade names on these in the outer part of my lid. So I recommend spraying your brush with some setting spray on these because to get like maximum color payoff on them, you wanna use your finger or a wet brush. So I'm gonna take my Morphe M124 brush and just spray it a little bit. And I'm gonna start packing this in the outer corner. Now, I definitely recommend like packing motions instead of any swiping, because that's gonna avoid any fallout. That's super pretty. It's like a deep blue with silver in it. It's still really, really wearable. And for the look, I'm gonna try to make like a winged cut crease effect. So I'm gonna try to like wing this out here. Kind of like that. So for the middle of the lid, I'm gonna use a MAC 242 brush, and I'm gonna spray that as well. And I'm gonna go in with this pink color. And again, I'm just kind of like patting this onto the lid. And I'm using the edge of the brush to kind of like cut the crease. I would say these shimmers are pretty easily blendable. Like, I'm not having trouble blending this pink into the blue, but the color payoff is just like still a little lacking, even with spraying the brush with setting spray. I'm obviously trying to be like really precise with the placement, but I do feel like using your finger would give you better color payoff. And then I'm gonna use this pinkish gold for the inner corner just to like tie everything together. And I'm using a Sigma E56 for that. So again, I'm just gonna spray my brush. And I'm gonna start packing this right here in the inner corner. And I'm gonna bring it down as like an inner corner highlight. Make sure I'm kind of like cutting my crease with it. And then blending it into that pink. So I do have a little bit of fallout here that I'm gonna clean up, but overall, it's a pretty nice look. I would say like, I feel like these could use a little more pigment, especially for the price point. And I almost do feel like, here, I'm gonna take the pink shade and just try to apply it a little more to the center of the lid. Because even though they're muted, it's like, you wanna see that color payoff, you know? So for the bottom lash line, I'm basically just going to mirror all of this. So I'm gonna apply some of the blue right here. Switch over to the pink. And then go in with that like pinkish gold. That way the whole like gradient effect is there. So I must say, I'm feeling pretty cosmic already with the eyeshadow look that I've got going on, but I'm gonna amp it up to the next level with this next product, which is the Asteroid Tears Liquid Glitter Eyeshadow. Now I have this in the shade UFO, and that's very similar to how it looks. It's very like iridescent, and I would say like silvery, almost like on the green side of all the different shades they have. This is very similar to like the Stila Glitter and Glows. It's not as high of a price point. This one's only $15, so that's not too bad for like a glittery eyeshadow. And this shade UFO is like silvery with like maybe some hints of green in it. So I'm just gonna layer this like on the inside half of the eye look just to give it an extra dimensional, or should I say extraterrestrial finish. All right, so I'm just gonna like kind of try to dot it and like really spread it out. I don't really want it super concentrated. I just want exactly kind of like that whole celestial galactic aura on my eyes right now. So you can definitely see like the hints of green this color is pulling. And I would say it's pretty wet. It's definitely not like chunky or crusty or anything like that. It just feels like it's gonna take a really long time to dry. All right, so I'm gonna wait for this to dry because it feels like it's gonna take a little while. And I obviously don't want it to crease. Then I'm gonna pop some lashes on and we'll get to the next product, which is a face product. All right guys, so I went and threw a pair of lashes on and I did add a little bit of the glitter underneath, like on my lower lash line as well. Again, just to copy the lid. And I really like the way this looks. Like, I feel so extraterrestrial and alien-y and cosmic. And I really love like the theme of those eye products and everything. And love the way that this look turned out. It's still like very wearable, I would say, but it's definitely different. And so now let's try the last product that I picked up. And this looks to be from like the regular line. It's got like a little more tamed, like floral packaging. I feel like it clashes a little bit with the logo, but I actually do like just like the background of this packaging like a lot as just like, you know, the theme of their line. And so this is a highlighter and I have the shade Dripped Out. Now they do have two shades of highlighter. One is called Draped Up and it's a little more of like a pink champagne-y color. This one is more true gold. So I'm gonna swatch it for you. But both of them retail for $15 and I actually think that's a really decent price for a highlighter. Now I'm really critical about my highlighters. I like them to be blinding and just, you know, absolutely out of this world. So we're gonna see just how out of this world this is. And I'm gonna swatch it on the back of my hand for you first. Yeah, again, so I pulled it out and like just the bright orange of this, like I get it, Fashion Nova is very fun, youthful, but this just kind of looks like a drugstore product. All right, so let me swatch this for y'all. I feel like, I don't know, the impact's not there for me. Yeah, it just honestly like looks kind of like a Wet n Wild highlighter, I'm gonna say, which I know a lot of people love those. I actually don't feel like they're like bright enough and the color payoff on them is so amazing. But let's test it on my face. So I'm gonna pick some up. Okay, that's actually a lot better on my face than it was on my hand. I actually really like that a lot. I feel like I don't have a color like this. I do have like the Wet n Wild Golden Crown, and this like color reminds me of that, but this definitely has much better color payoff than that one. Maybe it's because like the back of my hand is a little paler than my face, but yeah, I'm definitely digging this now that it's on my face. Yeah, I mean, wow, that is actually like really, really blinding. Okay. Definitely not disappointed with that. I'm gonna put some on my nose. Yeah, well now I actually do feel very like dripped out. So that was definitely not a disappointment. I think for $15, this is a bomb highlighter right here. So I'm just gonna show you guys the finished look real quick. So I hope you guys had fun testing Fashion Nova's new makeup line, Maven Beauty, with me. I do feel like I really like the highlighter, and the liquid glitter I feel like is really nice and like it didn't crease or anything. It did take a little bit like longer to dry than I'm used to because it's very, very wet, but it doesn't feel crusty and like you can't really feel it on you at all. Even on the lower lash line, like I feel like glitters tend to feel a little crusty sometimes, and this definitely doesn't. And I think at $15, those are both really good price points. Like I feel like this highlighter is both blinding and in a sense almost looks natural and lit from within. So I'm really, really digging that. I feel like as far as the eyeshadow palette goes, I think they have a little more work to do with like actually putting shade names on it. And I feel like $23 for 4 shades is a little bit steep. And I would have just liked to see like a little bit of a mix of like mattes and shimmers. So that way you could do more of like a complete look with it. And I did kind of like have to circumvent that by putting bronzer in my crease. So I will say that like, even though I like the shades of it and the duochrominess of them, they could stand to be a little bit more pigmented for shimmers. I do feel like they were very blendable, and I do love like duochromy eyeshadow shades. So that's why I was really excited to try this palette. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then please do me a favor by hitting that like button down below. And let me know in the comments if you want me to try more makeup from the Maven Beauty line, or if there's any other makeup that you want me to try. And as always, I'm going to leave you with 2 more videos by me that you can watch next. And then don't forget to click on my face to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, my loves, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.